Good early morning to you guys out there. This is Wendy from NEWSFORCE, and I'm back with an orange screen report. We have some action going on around the restored republic. You know, this war has been going on for a lot longer than we all think it has, okay? We are talking possibly 60 and 70 years the plan was put into motion to save humanity. And we have arrived at those times right now where we're crossing over into the peaceful part of our new world where all wars will go away. Yes, and I mean that by way of compliancy of Nasara Jasara law. We are not allowed to have wars. Moving forward, as we finish out with the fake Ukraine war, okay, a few of the other little pocketed wars, those will be the final wars. Because as per Nasara Jasara compliance around the entire world, we have all shook hands and said, no more wars. The best part about no more wars is every war that we end, there's not another to come behind it. And we have other wars going on other than just bombs going off at each other. We have wars going on in the air. We have wars going on at sea right now. We have wars going on with the D.u.m.b.s. We have wars going on right here on our orange screen. And let's take a look at some of the good wars. Okay, I have our Air Now orange screen map pulled up. And as you guys can see, there is some action down just south of Mexico near Guatemala, guys. We know there's a lot of fighting going on there. There is an all-out war going on there with the cartels. It's pretty bad. They're reporting on it daily of what's going on down there. You can see here we have two screens going on around that area. We've got this screen here, and then we've got this second screen here that is up over Guatemala, and particularly that area. And we know this is being brought to the surface right now through our daily news of the fighting going on down there. We have to beat this cartel, okay? We are at the ground floor of the cartel, the rodents, the ants that are underneath the queen, and we are going after them, and we're not going to quit till we finish. So clearly you can see with these two screens and knowing what we know down there, that they are under an all-out war. And if you don't know what an orange screen is, guys, what an orange screen is, the military uses it. And yes, the cabal has some control over it too. Orange screens sit in the ionosphere, and they are used like a sheet of paper. Pretend like you have a marble countertop and a sheet of paper, okay? And basically, we can slide it around in the ionosphere anywhere we want to put it. And what it does is it protects from direct energy weapons. So if our boys have to go in somewhere like this area right here, and they need to get some work done, catch some bad guys, catch a pocket of bad guys, rescue some children, we put this orange screen up over us to protect from direct energy weapons. And that orange screen, it consists of different shapes and sizes. They can, on a dime, you guys, change the shapes and the sizes of these things, just like sliding a piece of paper on a marble countertop, like that. And so it is a form of protection for our military. And clearly, when you follow these orange screens around, you can see where the fighting is, okay? You can see where our military is in there getting stuff done. And boy, are they. You see San Salvador right here, okay? And I just want to point out that we have, let me back it out a little bit. I call them snap points. Let me go in closer. See that arrow looking thing where it takes a quick left turn, Clyde? Okay. I call these snap points, and these snap points are important because that tells you where the beginning of the screen is. And so we have one right over Santa Ana and over San Salvador. You guys, we have a lot of fighting going on in this area right now. And so I can understand why the military would need an orange screen up over that area right now. All right, let's back it out. Let's go up here into Texas, okay? Just north of Brownsville, you guys, Brownsville. Oh, here, it's coming up on the screen. There we go. Is down here. It's the farthest point before hitting the Mexican border. There's your Mexican border right there. And so it's just north, in between Corpus Christi and Brownsville. And we have, let's take a look at how many screens. We have 1, 2, and 3 orange screens. And we have another one over here, which would be 2, because you have this one out here. So we have some action going on. You guys know that we are fighting, about the illegal immigrants and trying to get them all out. And this area was just loaded with them. So, also, I'm sure being so close to the border here, that there is a lot of fighting going on with the drug cartels, the mafia, the Italian mafia, which is the root of all this mess as far as the Khazarians go, as far as the all-out assault on us the last 50 years has come, yes, from those movies you see, like The Godfather. This is who we're fighting. If you've ever seen The Godfather, you know how tough these families are. You know how many of them there are. So we're going to battle, and we're taking a look at it right here. Let's just do a little bit of zooming in here and see what we can see. All right, guys, these triple screens here. So let me show you. We've got a triple. 1, 2, 3. Right off of Highway 69 East, which is also the 77. So if you guys live in that area, you guys stay hunkered down in your houses and stuff and let the military get in there and do what they're doing. You guys have some deep pockets of very deep, evil, cabal, militias in there, mafia in there. And I'm sure they're just going in like, putting spray on a hornet's nest, and they're just all coming out from everywhere. So definitely, if you're in that area in between Brownsville and Corpus Christi, you're definitely going to want to, get out, get what you need done, and then get back in the house until you see these orange screens lift. Okay, let's come on back out. Let's go ahead and move north. All right. And we have a pocket just north of Austin. Here's Austin, Texas. Okay. So it's in Killeen. And we have 2 snap points on that one. We have one that snaps right on the highway. Just get it to come in here. Highway 67 near Glen Rose. Okay, here's your snap point right there. I don't know if you can see it. There's the snap point. I'll back it out for you guys. There you go. You can see that snap point better. And then we head down. One more snap point. Right in Killeen. It's right here. Let me just back it out so you can see better. There we go. There you go. And we have another snap point down here. Okay, so very active in the Killeen area. If you guys are in that area, just, stay inside. Come on over to the map and keep a watch of it. Okay, for it to disappear. Also, let's go on up into Oklahoma because we have a 2 screener. One's a 3 screener here that stretches from almost north of Dallas. Okay, we're looking at this right here. And it goes on up just about into Oklahoma City here. Okay, and it stretches all the way across into Arkansas. Now, these screens have been up working on about 20 hours. They're holding pretty steady in that area of Dallas, and there's a reason why I'm pointing that out. Let's run over and just take a look at the weather real quick and what was going on in that area. Okay, for some reason, my weather map is froze up right now, so we'll just go ahead and move on and come on back to that when we get to that section. All right, we're going to move over to the west, guys. I'm sorry, to the east. Take a look at that orange screen, the size of it. Okay, it's been popping up on and off over the last 2 weeks. And what do I attribute that with? The weather. Also, storms, really bad storms. You guys have heard about the really bad storms that have been going through there too. These all correlate together, especially when it comes to the military, trying to catch bad guys, trying to catch pockets of bad guys. This section of the restored republic from Tennessee clear down to the tip of the northern Florida, right here to here, has been nothing but some sort of a war going on of bad guys being caught, because it's been nonstop for about 10 days. So this orange screen is very particular on its spots, and I love it when they do this because that tells me right where they're at. Let's just zoom in here. Okay. So this is Alabama, guys. Right here is Alabama. And if you can notice, we have double screens, which includes this one. Double screens, little pockets of double screens all over the place. So though our boys are going to work, and now let me zoom in closer. Look at that. There's even triple screens in there. Okay. We do have a few triples. So the military is being very precise on what it's trying to do here. Okay. Take a look at that one right there on Highway 82 and 171. Let's just back it out. Now, let me show you what's been going on with the weather over the last 20 hours in that area. Okay, we are over at the weather map, and as you can see, in the exact area where those screens are, there is your weather. And I'm sure all of you that live in this area know how bad the weather has been for you guys from Tennessee clear to the north of Florida. There's been some weird weather where it snowed in Florida, a really good snow. This stuff is all attributed to weather warfare, okay? We need to use the weather too in order to beat the deep state. So some of these storms are coming from us. This is how you know the difference, okay? You know the difference by if the weather is bad. Okay, so like let's use hurricanes for an example. If you get a tropical storm that comes in and causes a little bit of havoc, more than likely it was the deep state. It was the white hats going in and trying to clear out FEMA, or trying to attract FEMA to catch them, or just simply get into the area and have a 24-hour period where everybody is inside so that they can go ahead and catch the bad guys they're after without having to worry about the public. Now, if you get anything that is a Cat 1 and higher, okay, that is the deep state, okay? They are looking to do destruction. You know, tornadoes are all them also. If you get tornadoes involved, guaranteed the deep state's in there, because that is their job, is destruction. Okay, they know they're leaving. They know that they can't stay here, but they're going to do as much destruction as they can on the way out, just like the Wicked Witch on Wizard of Oz, where she's melting in the end and she's reaching out and trying to grab as many people as she can take with her. You know, these evil things, any amount of low frequency energy that they can gobble up before they die, they'll do. So with the weather in this area being so strange, you can tell there was a small fight going on between, FEMA, which is the CIA, and the white hat military, okay, because we had some very odd weather in those areas. So as you can see here, this storm was coming through, and it was late about 20 hours ago and on through a couple of days ago. This orange screen has been up since then. This particular map you're looking at was 20 hours ago. So there's your conglomeration of bad weather going through there. So if you're wondering what's going on in those areas, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, as far as Kentucky, just know that we are doing battle with the deep state. We are doing battle with possibly your neighbors that you think are picture perfect people, and they're not. They're Kabbalists like that. And this will continue for a little while longer. I expect for these battles to go on in through the rest of the year and possibly into next year. Will it entail some bad weather? Yes, possibly, guys. We need to be prepared. We are at war, and there is HARP, and they are using weather warfare. So there you go. This explains in full detail why we are seeing this. And it stretches clear out into the Atlantic Ocean. So we definitely have battles going on here. I see we have a small double screen right here, right off the coast of South Carolina. We've got a couple of battles going on right here. Right here, Myrtle Beach, too, guys. All right, if you live in these areas, just get to the store and stay in until you see these clear. Okay, these orange screens clear while they're busy trying to catch bad guys of the deep state cabal. And also, I'm going to do my best to point this out to you guys. Looking at the map, let's notice this weather right in here. Okay, this is Montana, you guys, right here. This is the best map I can get for you guys. There's Montana and here's Washington. Okay, you see all this weather coming in right here. And it's just been feeding into this area. And they've been just getting a pounding of weather the last couple of days up there in the Montana area. Now let's go over and take a look at our D.u.m.b.s map, because this area just got hot over the last 24 hours again. Okay, we're over here at our D.u.m.b.s map, and we are going right up here to this area where you just saw all that weather. Again, we have fighting going on. We need protection, and we are using it. There you go. There's all the action over the last 4 days in the Montana area. And I suspect that that is why we are seeing this continuously feeding and exploding right in the Montana area. So we do have some action going on there with the D.u.m.b.s and up above ground also. I don't see any orange screens, nor have I. Nice and clear for now, but that's not to say they won't pop up. A couple days ago, we did have a few orange screens that popped in the Montana. Here's Montana, guys. Okay, here's the border of Canada. And we did have some pop up right here, okay, which is exactly where that weather is feeding. Right into it, and is exactly where we have action with our D.u.m.b.s. So we definitely have some war to peace going on again in this area. And if you notice, I'm saying again, we had a heck of a battle. There was a lot of fires over the summer in the Montana area, and everybody just thought they were just, random wildfires, and they were not. A part of what we use, okay, when we're cleaning up an area that's really bad from the ground all the way down into these dumps, okay, one of the things that we use is we will use fire to burn things down, okay? Kind of like the firefighters use fires to prevent fires. That's basically what they're doing there. It also allows them, when they burn it down, to be able to get to things faster, and also leaving behind nothing covered like a deep, dark forest for these guys to ever do the horrible, godly, awful things that they have done. So it looks like they picked up the pace since summer, and they're back. We're doing battle there too. Let's just take a look at the most recent dump here. And it looks like it's just south of Big Sky and to the west of West Yellowstone. We still have action going on there, guys. And so it's to the south of Woodward Place. And I just want to see Highway 287, guys, that runs through. All right. Let's go on in on it for a minute and see what we can see. All right, guys, it looks like it's out in the middle of no man's land. Definitely no slammer jammer on top of somebody's house. Let's go ahead and see what that dump was. 11 hours ago, and that was a 2 km, so just about on the surface, a little piddly lighting of a small firecracker, 0.8. It's not even a firecracker. It's like lighting a match. So I think they have cleanup to do in that area after what happened over the summer. I'm going to guess that is what's going on. And while we're on the D.u.m.b.s map, I'm sure you guys can see those bright red circles going on down here in the Dominican Republic, just along, I call these beltways, just along the beltway. And we had a slammer jammer just outside of Punta Cana and right in between. So here's the Dominican Republic and here's Puerto Rico, guys. They've been working on that area for a long time. They've been there for about 6 months, so if you've been watching my reports. But we had a slammer jammer in there. And let's go on in close to it. Take a peek. So this was 3 hours ago, guys, 46 km. And it was a 5.8 wham slammer jammer. I don't know what that vein was off of that, but it was a biggie. I'm going to guess a very large city, very, remember when I say large cities down underneath in the D.u.m.b.s, okay, I'm telling you that it dwarfs LA compared to the size of the cities that I talk about underneath. LA is a pin drop compared to the cities that are underneath it. Same with New York, Chicago. You guys, these dumb cities make these large cities like Chicago and New York and LA look like small towns in the middle of Wisconsin that you drive through and you would blink and miss it, like that, pretty much. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of reporting of shaking from that dump. So it really makes me think, because if that dump was 46 km deep and it was, just a little pitter patter, down there of an explosion, meaning, down that deep, that tells me there's something more going on here. They're not showing us right now, and I'll keep an eye out because there's no way all this shaking is being reported off of this D.u.m.b. that was 46 km deep. I guess it's possible, but I just can't see, after all these D.u.m.bs being blown up on a continuous basis for 6 months here, and they're so used to feeling it, how this many people would report a D.u.m.b. even at 5.8 that deep. I guess it's possible, though. Let's take a look at a couple of the reports. All right, we're going to go down here to San Juan here in Puerto Rico. Here's San Juan, guys. Let's click on one of these here. Moderate shaking. Hotel. They were at a hotel and it woke them up. And this guy's saying weak shaking. Let's get out here closer to the D.u.m.b. and click on a few of these that are just to the north. All right. This one is in Aguadilla. It was 3 hours ago reported, same time as that D.u.m.b. Weak shaking. Here, woke from sleep, doors were banging. Yeah, I bet it was a heck of a slammer jammer, that's for sure. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to get the shaking back up. Let's go over here to San Diaz and take a look at this one. Bed shook for a few seconds. So we have a lot of reports of shaking. And I also found it interesting. Let me just get in here. Sorry about my mapping system. I've been having trouble all day with it. Okay. Is that Florida, way up here, had a report of shaking 3 hours ago, which came from that D.u.m.b. because it wouldn't be lit up if it wasn't for the fact that it came from that D.u.m.b. You guys, clear in Miami. So what was the shock frequency that struck in Miami? The spray effect after the D.u.m.b. was hit that showed up here in Miami. Light swaying that went on for longer than other earthquakes I have been in. Probably 30 seconds. Ceiling light swayed for several minutes afterwards. And this is being reported as far up as Miami. Okay. And just so you understand, anytime you click on a D.u.m.b, it will light up. It will light up all of the shaking, okay, that goes with that D.u.m.b. So let me just show you. I'm going to click on this D.u.m.b down here. You see how the shaking disappeared and it's gone? Now let me click back on that D.u.m.b again and the shaking comes back up. This is how you know where the shaking came from, like that. Just a little bit of education to throw in there. Makes it easier not to have to chase down explosions and reports of shaking. All right, one other report I want to show you guys of a biggie. Let's go back to the western coastline. Go on up past Oregon. We're going to go up into British Columbia. I'm sure you can already see it. So here's British Columbia, guys. Right here. Okay, and here's our D.u.m.b. She was a biggie, guys. She was a real slammer jammer. Just off of Port Hardy. Straight across from Port Hardy to the west. On one of the belt lines here. Okay. Let's see what it was. So this was 4 hours ago. Port McNeil, Canada. They're labeling it as. Let's get a look at it. Ooh, a 10K hem. Woo! Yes, go us. 5.3 on the Richter scale, you guys. Yeah, I feel like doing a touchdown slammer jammer. Where's my football? Awesome. Okay, and the best part is they were right out in the ocean with it. And like I told you, you guys, there are more cities underneath the ocean floor than there ever is underneath our continents like that. So there we go. We can have a good day just knowing that they got rid of another huge 10 km. Let's just go in close and see what we can see around that dome. Okay. I don't see a lot of action. I will say this, though. It is right on a shelf. Pretty typical. Here's a big shelf line. You see this drop? This drop like that. So always on shelves out there in the ocean is where they like to keep the good ones. Easy access, easy in and out for submarines, any activity that they need to do to get in and out of those DUMBs. So we are pushing very quickly to being able to check off the list. Those DUMBs underneath that need to be completely gone. For Nasara Jasara Executive Order 13849, which is our new constitution, and we do have to be compliant, the whole world does. We have already been compliant with the percentage that the alliance wants us to be in order to move forward, and that was a few years ago with the percentage of DUMBs that are done. So now we're just pushing to finish them off. And we're doing really good, guys. This war is moving faster than I thought, and I think we're going to be out of it even sooner than I thought, and be able to just sit back, kind of like a ocean liner coming out of a really bad storm, and all of a sudden it gets peaceful. We're just about on the other side, guys. But between now and then, I will continue to report on these DUMBs, because every single circle we see is what? War to peace, that's for sure. You guys get out there and start putting those feet on the ground and let that true frequency of the earth come on up into you and rise into you. This is God-given frequency that was destroyed by these nasty DUMBs and the evil low frequency of the things that they have done to our children underneath there to collect adrenochrome. And these things are gone now. You go outside and get on that beach, and you go outside and get those feet in the grass without shoes on, and just start collecting God's energy, because it's there now. It is not covered up by these nasty DUMBs anymore. Let the soles of your feet feel the soul of the land. And just so I can give you an idea of what goes on down underneath. Okay, here is some sort of layers of what they put inside of mountains and stuff, and the layers of what is inside of these DUMBs down underneath. So you have here your submarine bay, okay, where they have occult meetings. And here's your temple, and this is Epstein Island, guys, okay? Here are your bunkers that layer, and they go much deeper, okay? So we have submarine tunnels that go in and out, all in the areas of where the main hubs are for trafficking our children to manufacture adrenochrome for Satanists. And here's a quick shot of what the evil harp looks like. This is what it takes, and this is what it looks like when they create weather modification tools. Yep, just looks like a big farm with a bunch of your old grandma's clotheslines tucked up to each other. And you can almost see the evil in it. There is nothing pretty about that at all, looking at that. But this is how your harp is created, guys. Your weather warfare. It takes these to do it. And it takes these machines in order to make the tunnels. Meet Alice. Here is Alice, the boring machine. And if it looks familiar to you, it should. It is the logo for Walmart, which is where most of the kits were sold to these elitists. These boring machines, they can do 7 miles a day, and they have had these machines since the 30s, guys. So imagine the tunnel systems. Now, as I understand it, they've had these machines a lot longer. We are talking ancient tunnels that are 200 km below the surface. Okay, guys? So they've had this technology a very long time. And notice the colors too. You can see the colors on here are blue and yellow. Okay, here's your yellow, here's your blue. Okay, that's also the colors of Walmart. All right, these colors represent Satanism, adrenochrome, and children. So when you see these colors, don't think you're mistaken or it's on accident. It's not. Those colors represent something as important as the Christians and their cross. That's how important these colors are to the satanic religion, because we know one thing. They're all about the symbols, okay? They're all about the colors, okay? That is how they worship Satan, okay? Just like when we go places and you're sitting in class and you put a cross, you start drawing crosses for Christ. They too do this with their Satanism. All right. It is that important to them, just as important as it is with Jesus, with Christians like that. And most of all, these little pumpkin pies right here is why we do it. Okay. It's for them. We fight for these children so they'll stop killing them, stop torturing them. And I can tell you this, as I understand it, they've mostly been cleaned out from all of the D.u.m.b.s, the children. I know there's small pockets that they're finding, but I do know that we are about 99% done with the children down in the D.u.m.b.s. They have spent a lot of years cleaning up the messes and finding these biolabs. Okay, these biolabs over in Ukraine of Biden's were really bad, and we got a hold of those and took care of that. And if you guys think there's still a war between Russia and Ukraine going on, there's not. That war was over with 2 years ago and taken care of. You're watching a 3D effect merge into the truth of the 5D of what we know to be true. So definitely be watching my reports. Because I definitely do try and distinguish between 3D, 4D, and 5D shift here, because we have a lot of action going on. But yes, again, this is why we do it, for our little pumpkin pies that we love so much and our future of humanity. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this report, and I want you guys all to have a fantastic day. And don't forget to take those socks off and stick those feet on the ground. If you have a lunch hour, get out there, look around, make sure nobody's looking. Take those shoes and socks off and stick them on the ground. Get a little bit of that godly frequency. And with that, guys, I'm Wendy from NEWSFORCE. Over and out.